Exclusive content online at PimpyK.com. The views and opinions expressed are exclusively the views and opinions of PimpyK, not the views and opinions of our sponsors.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit amphetamines.
You know what they say? See a broad to get that booty act. Leg her down or smack 'em, yak 'em. Cole got to be. You know? Shit.
Now it's your turn.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Let's do this!
Tonight's podcast featuring PimpyK and D-Folk exclusively on the PimpyK Multiverse Network.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the PimpyCast, episode number 5, right here at the PimpyK Multiverse Network. Coming up this week, we got Underground Artist of the Week, the Pink for President, a punk/alternative comedy band out of Troy, Alabama. Me and Orchestra got to see them last Saturday night downtown Pensacola at the Handlebar. In the studio with me this week, got a guest host. He's a local drum aficionado, Mr. Chad. Say your last name for me.
VIllarreal.
No. Say it the real way.
All right, I'll give you the VIllarreal.
VIllarreal.
There you go.
So it's Chad VIllarreal VIllarreal.
There you go.
Was that close enough?
That's close enough.
That was close enough. All right. So we got a bunch of things to talk about this week. Football season's about to start. That's pretty cool. You guys will notice we're here at yet another episode of the PimpyCast. No D-Folk.
D-Folk is absent. Yep.
He is. I'm starting to think there's a conspiracy at hand. We're gonna just call it D-Folk Gate.
May have to put a search party out on him.
Well, it's become obvious, specifically in football. Anytime there's any type of issue, you got to add gate at the end of it.
You got to, yeah.
Deflate gate.
It's just the buzz term now.
Bully gate.
Yeah.
What else is there? There was
just any sort of bullshit gate.
Right.
And
Bullshit
you're
gate.
That's
but I think D-Folk Gate's gonna take the world by storm.
It might very well.
His namesake's in the intro. Where the fuck is he? Nobody knows what the fuck he is, and that's just the way.
He's gone superstar, man. Supernova, and he fucking took off on his own.
That's it. That's so fucked up, man. He was on the show twice. Now he's so big he doesn't even think he has to show up.
Fucking rock stars, man. Rock stars.
The staff is really happy about it.
Well, there you go.
Because they hate the motherfucker. We used to have a comment box or
suggestion box.
A complaint box. And we got rid of it because it was always filled up. And then people started making complaints that the complaint box was always full, but every one of them were about D-Folk.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Office morale is up.
It is. The staff is happy.
D-Folk sightings are down.
That's right. So what you been up to, man? Just to give a quick introduction. I've known Chad for, I don't know, what do you say, about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, about that.
Good friend of mine. We watch football, play cards, shoot pool together. Like I said, he's one hell of a drummer. He drums locally here for multiple bands, right?
Yeah, man. It's just a constant, with the local circuit, constant turning thing. Whether I'm this guys, these guys. I'm currently with a group called the Rowdies. Some older dudes, but just making my way, paying the bills.
That's what's
Putting
up.
the drums out for 30 plus years now.
So what genre of music have you guys been pumping out here as of late?
It's lately the group I'm with now does what I call the money making music, and that's where anybody who walks in from 21 to 51 gets on the floor and shakes their ass and buys drinks. That's what gets you paid.
You're on the lounge circuit essentially, right?
Essentially, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. That's like, dude. Some of the most hardcore musicians I know, their real 9 to 5 is playing at a casino in Biloxi where they just do top 50 hits all day.
Yeah, we'd all love to do our own original shit and get our own voice out there, but the reality of it is, in a small market town like Pensacola, you're not paying the bills with that.
Hopefully,
shit.
That's what the PimpyCast does.
Let's hope.
That's the design of this thing. I want to get artists like you, give them an opportunity to come on here where they, here's the reality. You might be able to get a top act to let you open for them. You rarely get a chance to tour, because I'm going to tell you the politics in that is nobody just gets asked to go on tour anymore. If you want to go on tour with a big name act, you have to pay them to go on tour with them.
Yeah.
And that's just the nature. And who can afford that?
Yeah, it's all manufactured. I mean, it's such a business now, and people don't want to gamble like back in the day where you'd have some guy that represented a label or something who would see a band and be so impacted by them, he'd gamble on them. That shit doesn't happen anymore. They want guaranteed return on their investment.
Exactly.
So now you're paying, or you've already had to prove your, you know what I'm saying? You're a headlining act, but they're going to make you open to prove your wares or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
And I've heard some guys that are probably 10 times more talented than anything you hear on the radio right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
And they can't even afford to print flyers for themselves. You know
Dude,
what I mean?
that's been my thing. I've always said, people they're amazed because, I've been playing music literally since the age of 3. And, that's 34 fucking years of this shit. And people are amazed when they get in my vehicle and the radio doesn't come on. And they're like, that's crazy, man. You don't listen to music? No, I don't. I listen to podcasts. I listen to talk radio. I listen to stuff like that.
That's me too.
I said, because it drives me crazy because I can list out a dozen people on every instrument, vocals, whatever you want, that are better than the shit I hear on the radio. They just, they don't have the look or they weren't in the right spot or whatever it is.
Music is the same as being a mechanic, being an IT guy. If that's what you do, you don't want to do it when you get home.
Hell no, exactly.
And the sad thing is, I listen to songs that I loved even when I was younger. And now I start to hear production flaws in them.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I start to because I've worked on so many levels of the industry, whether it's live sound or recording, that I know how things are supposed to sound, and I know when things are fucked up.
Right.
And it kind of takes the joy out because I no longer just listen to it to enjoy it. It's almost like I'm listening to my work. It's like reading a fucking report on somebody's desk, and it sucks the fun out of it, man.
It really does, yeah.
So that's really the purpose and the intent is that a lot of times people get so far along that they hit this brick wall. And we talked about this on multiple shows where people try to promote internally. Right. That doesn't go anywhere because all their Facebook friends posted all the people that they already know and blah, blah, blah. And they start to get really frustrated. So they start working really, really hard to take that next step. Well, when you work that hard at anything, it becomes work. And once it becomes work, people don't want to fucking do it anymore.
Yeah, it sucks the fun out of it. Yeah, exactly. It does. I mean, there's a group actually, right now some friends of mine are in. And I've mentioned to them, what you're doing here, what I think is an incredible thing. If you can give a voice to people who really just want to make quality music and really being, just because of their geographical location, have little to no fucking prayer of getting their voice out. Something like what you're doing, I think is amazing. I think it's awesome. I really hope it takes hold. But, I talk to these guys and they're going out and they're doing what looks on paper like a good idea. They're volunteering to, hey, we'll play your benefit for free and we'll do this. But what ends up happening to them is club owners around town find out you played this show for free. Well, good luck getting them to pay you $600 or whatever the hell it is. Like, well, you played that shit for free, man. Yeah, we'll give you like $300. And what ends up happening is either you're super resilient, which I hope these guys are. Maybe they're not. I don't know yet. But what generally happens is it ends up squashing it, and people can't make money and they can't afford to spend that time anymore. They got families and shit, and it dies.
Once a promoter, a club owner, talent scout, anybody on that level that does booking, once you give them an inkling that you're weak, they're gonna start pecking at that wound.
You're a bug, man. You're done. Yeah, you're fucking squashed.
And it's not just money. It's the time that they give you for your sets.
Oh yeah.
It's the quality of shows they book you for. Yeah. I remember the first time we opened for ICP. It was pretty much our biggest show ever. I mean, we're talking about Soul Kitchen, big stage, 2,400 people. I mean, that's a decent size, mid-sized venue, I guess.
It's a good venue, yeah.
Right. A great club venue, I guess is the best way to say that. And we got 30 minutes. I'll take a 30-minute set. We're rappers. 30 minutes is, hell yeah, 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's dope.
And then the day before, they're like, oh, well, we had to bust you down to 25. I'll cut a song. We cut one song, run a little long, no big deal. We're on the fucking bridge on the way over to Mobile, and they call me, oh, well, now you only get 15 minutes. Well, I've already made my debt.
Yeah.
We're rappers. We don't travel with a band. We can't improvise down to 15 fucking minutes. So now we have to pick a track and hope it doesn't go over or under, because every second you go under is every second you're not on stage. And every second you're not on stage, that's one person you're not reaching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we started being forceful about it. I mean, look, I'm going to tell you now, Glory Days in particular, when they used to promote us, or they used to book us, they were never actually our promoters or anything, but they were definitely our biggest bookers.
Right.
Nobody sold pre-sales like we did. We had a local following that would follow us all over the planet. You know what I mean? And buses if they had to. They don't give a shit. They'll take a bus to China and not give a fuck. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I learned early that you can leverage that. Look, I sold this many tickets. I want this much time, and I don't give a fuck what the tour manager says. I don't give a fuck what the venue manager says. I put the fucking bodies in the seats.
Yeah.
Give me my fucking dues.
Well,
you know what I mean?
People are buying tickets. If they're your following, they're buying tickets to see you. I mean, granted, they probably want to see the headline, whatever. That's all.
Well,
fine
yeah, the headliner makes it easier to make the sell. There's no doubt about it. But
understand that they are part of you. Yeah. So I mean, and what's beautiful about that is with being in an area like we are, where we're not a hot box for music. The big names that have come through our area either kind of broke out big and shortly thereafter are gone, and they're in Nashville, Memphis, or Atlanta or whatever, or they're on the tail end of that shit. I did a pickup gig at a little restaurant that's now closed with a guy that played bass for Michael Jackson.
Right.
But he was on the tail end of his shit. I mean, and it's unfortunate, but what you got to do is you've got to get that local following. You got to get that loyal base of people, and word of mouth is a motherfucker.
I don't know if you've noticed this. A lot of bands that actually were going places here, they never took off. It was always one or two people from all these little bands that went on to LA to be like studio musicians. No full bands ever left. And all the bands that did have the ability to do it broke up before they ever took that next step. Like, did you hear, like, they're doing some kind of punk revival down at the Vinyl? You remember the Scaries?
Yeah.
From the 90s?
Yeah.
Dude, that was an incredible punk band. I think they were from around here. They're local. They're like Fort Walton, something like that.
Yeah, I want to say Fort Walton. But
dude, they were incredible, man. I missed, dude, that was music to my ears.
Yeah.
But the reason nobody's heard from them is because when they were at their prime, when they were at the part of their career where signing would have happened,
right,
they shattered. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it became work.
Well, and unfortunately, I can tell you this from personal experience. One of the more recent projects I did had, we put out a disc of 10 original songs, complete original songs. And I won't name names, but there was local venues that said, we want to help guys like you. We want to help guys like you get your name out. Like, oh, awesome. That's sweet. That's freaking perfect. And their idea of help was they invited like 10 groups like us, and they gave us free access to their hall. And what they did is they promoted it as a new artist expo. So people paid to get in. We had to pay a film crew who shot live music videos for us. We got nothing on the door.
Right.
We got shit.
Because even though you paid, they made it look like they were doing you a favor.
Exactly.
Their favor, they were just using you to bring in liquor drinkers.
Their favor to us was, you're getting exposure. But they're cleaning the fuck up on all these people we bring in who are, at the time, the group I was with, our loyal following. They're coming in, they're buying drinks, they're doing all this shit. We didn't see any of that shit, man.
Exactly. And that brings me to the other aspect, fucking radio. Give me $3,000, I'll spin your track 2 or 3 times at fucking 1 or 2 in the morning.
If you got a major label backing, great, whatever. They can pay that shit.
And like you said, I won't say any names. Not a guy I really respect as an artist, wasn't really into his stuff. But, he put a lot of hard work into it. And he was definitely good enough to do whatever he wanted to do. Let's just say I wasn't into that. I didn't have a respect for the style of music he did.
Just wasn't, I got you.
Or his version or take on it. But he paid $3,000 to have his song spun on a local radio station. I'm not going to say which one that is either.
Yeah.
And they spun it 3 times.
I can probably put that together, yeah.
and they played it at like 1 and 2 o'clock in the fucking morning.
I mean, and it's horseshit, man.
Lord knows they might have played it more than that, but it was at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, and we were talking before we started the podcast about an appreciation. I mean, you coming from a rap background. I grew up. I was the weird kid in middle school who was listening to 60s and 70s jazz and funk and stupid shit.
Dude, just so you know, when I was in middle school, I was like a little punk. Dude, my brother used to call me what was he used to call me? punk funk hippie junkie or something like that because I was a little punk kid. I listened to nothing but punk and hardcore for the most part, but my favorite band was Primus.
Nice.
Love
Primus.
I've got a Primus tattoo. I mean, that's my bass case right there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, I play a little bit of bass. But yeah, no, go ahead. But yeah, when it comes to the diversity in my CD player, if you will, or in my CD case, just the diversity of music that I listen to, there's not too many people that'll. I mean, I'm a hardcore dude. Any genre I listen to, I tend to like the harder version of it. Hardcore rap, hardcore rock, hardcore. If there was a real true hardcore country besides some of the stuff that Hank III does, I would rock that shit too.
See, I don't think Hank III, which I like what he's doing. I wouldn't call it hardcore. I think it's today's outlaw country, in my personal opinion.
I don't know. I think its content's a little hardcore, and I think that's.
But
no.
But
the style itself,
if you
the
look
music
at
is
old
not
outlaw
hardcore.
old outlaw country at its time was kind of what he's doing now. He's just talking about shit that most country people don't talk about.
Right. Which is, what's funny about that is that's when you think about bands like Primus, or any of the jam bands like Fish. That's where that shit came from, really.
Oh yeah,
they added a jazz fusion or something to it so that way it had more of a jam feature.
They made it more palatable for people who didn't like the hardcore shit.
All that shit came from the Eagles, the Allman Brothers, the people that took rock and country together and made a style of music that everybody in the country could get down to. You know what I'm saying? It was.
Oh, you ever want to piss off an Eagles fan? Tell them that they're a jam band, and they'll fucking lose their shit. And then you go, "Have you ever been to an Eagles concert? You gonna tell me they won't play a song for 20 fucking minutes?" I mean, dude, that's some fish shit. I mean,
then you got Matthews, Dave Matthews fans.
I fucking love Dave. Well,
here's the fucked up thing: they call him a jam band, and he isn't. They always get to that point where you think they're gonna get jam, and then they
fucking
song,
shut it down. Yeah,
dude, why? They're capable of doing some of the most fantastic jam shit ever, and then they just
they're either assholes or they're geniuses because inevitably
they leave you hanging.
Every Dave show I've ever been to, and I've been to several. Last one I saw was over in Orange Beach at the Wharf, but I left that show so fulfilled and so wanting at the same time, and that's what they've done every time I've seen them. So I mean, there's some kind of beauty to that. But to get back to the point I was talking about earlier about we were talking about different styles of music, and there's we all listen to what we like, and we all have I love the band I play with now. They're great guys. I have fun playing what I'm doing. If I could cherry pick what I wanted to do, is that what I would do? No, probably not. Absolutely 100% not. But it pays the bills. I have fun doing it. They're good dudes to work with. But I can appreciate all music for something. Country music tends to focus more on lyrics, and then you've got funk and stuff tends to focus on the rhythm section, whatever. I can appreciate that. What's fucked up to me is you get these new artists that are coming up, they're doing great things, and you might stumble across them on a YouTube video, or you might stumble across from a friend or something, turns you on to them. In our own community of musicians, and that goes from rappers to somebody who's playing a cello somewhere, we're all musicians. Within our own little group, we don't fully appreciate each other's stuff. That cello player might think that you as a rapper, or that's garbage. That's not real.
That's a fair assessment, but that's driven. It's almost the competitive nature in us. I've got a lot of groups that I work with almost exclusively, and I don't listen to their shit. And I know they don't listen to mine either. Right. They're too busy putting their shit out. And I know that because
I played shit that I didn't listen to my own shit.
Right. So, and then when I do hear it, it's like, man, that's pretty good shit, dude. They've come along. And I've done shit with them for the last 3 years. Right. But it's the first time I've actually, dude, I sat down and listened to a guy I put 16 on. I did this shit 4 years ago. I just heard that song like 2 or 3 days ago because I had him on the podcast a few weeks ago. Right. You know what I mean? And it was like, I listened to the track and I was like, wow, man, I forgot I even fucking recorded that.
But what I think is a big hurdle
Hold
for people.
Hold that thought for just a second. Yeah. We're running up on 15 minutes, guys. We're gonna break out for a quick little break here. When we come back, we're gonna have more with Mr. VIllarreal. Got a little story about bitches and their own men at work.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Listen,
I got to help the youngins.
I've got stories for this, too. And that's just from the Ticket Sports Bar. That's
Jesus Christ, they're everywhere.
I've got 20 of them, but I've got 5 or 6 from that fucking place. All right, guys, you're listening to the PimpyCast on the PimpyK Multiverse Network. Booyah!
The disciples came to him privately Tell us, they said, when will this happen? And what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age? We hear of wars and rumors of wars, but the end is still to come. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of earth pains.
It was 1981, the cusping of the Taurus, devilish creature creeping through the forest. A chorus could be heard, an essence through the thunder, blinded by the pain that's yet to be discovered. Fumbled in a madness and born without compassion, fashion to a world of evil, just imagine. Tyranny awaits the fates of fallen soldier, colder than the history that's been recorded. Folded in the mist and evil has arrived, as the crust opens up and swallows you alive, as the seas start to boil, accumulated storming, swarming in your face and base the global warming. Coming from the beast is born the Middle East, is a future fire burns impossible to seize. And teaching willing children buried on the fire, golden from the lies of propaganda fires. Run away from me. Natural disasters won't conceal the passion, faster than evil flows through the veins of your masses. Run away from me. The towers of the temple reach into the heavens, as the seals are broken, spoken by the reverend. Incredible forces forced into the motion, the holiest of potions find the pale horses. Demons ring to action, deadliest of factions, setting up waves of massive chain reactions. Ashes to ashes, blasted from the past, a flash of evil flashes, crash into the masses, gash into the crypts, unholy lake of fire, captured by the chill and sound of devil's choir. Now into his ire, the prince of demons fire, cast a first stone and take the empire. All the people that reside, of those we left alive, will thrive and abide in the kingdom we revive. From the top of the mountains down into the valleys, bottom of the ocean, in the city alleys, with a seal of the charter, I can rewrite the story. Raise my left hand and bask in the glory. Run away from me. Natural disasters won't conceal the passion, faster than evil flows through the veins of your masters. Run away from me. The towers of the temple reach into the heavens, heaven seals are broken, spoken by the reverend.
Run quick, kid, got a gun, 6 clips, I done hit this bitch in front of witnesses, and son, get this shit, I'ma flip a stolen brick, rip a hole up in it, try to grip a couple licks, and if it to be in this is just a vision of a god, I'ma get mine or die, trying hitting on the side, holders know the logo, toe to toe, we're at the fucking city, it just goes to show that folks will know the TOC be gritty.
It's the temple rising, folks dying, crying, trying to survive on the sides and constructs. You're fucked when you see me, no luck, better duck when the 3 feet into dimensions intended on crippling and switching your bodies from solid to liquid to gases. The mass when I fashion and crash out the earth and the dirt carving ashes.
Then you will be handed over to be persecuted and put to death, and you will be hated by all nations because of me. At that time, many will turn away from the faith and betray and hate each other, and many false prophets will appear and deceive many people. Because of the increase of wickedness, the love of most will grow cold, and then the end will come.
Run away from me. Natural disasters won't conceal the passion, faster than evil flows through the veins of your masters. Run away from me. The towers of the temple reach into the heavens, as the seals are broken, spoken by the reverend. Run away from me. Natural disasters won't conceal the passion, faster than evil flows through the veins of your masters. Run away from me. The towers of the temple reach into the heavens, as the seals are broken, spoken by the reverend.
What up, everybody? This is Pimpy K from the Pimpy K Multiverse Network. How would you like an opportunity to advertise on the fastest growing underground music podcast on the interwebs? Maybe a commercial during the show, ads on our webpage, or even sponsor a segment. If you're interested, email us podcast@pimpyk.com, or you can reach us at 850-426-4065. Don't miss this unique opportunity to reach new customers and be part of the fastest rising underground music podcast on the internet. Bitches!
Peeling back the skin and firing up the bone saw, getting into the mind of Pimpy K. Tonight's podcast exclusively on the Pimpy K Multiverse Network.
everybody. Welcome back to segment number 2 of the PimpyCast. In the studio, I got Mr. Chad VIllarreal.
What's up?
Coming up in the next segment, we're going to have my one-on-one interview with the Underground Artist of the Week, Pink for President. There's going to be a couple times in that interview where you hear me call them Pink Presidents, which would also be a cool name.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I was really, really drunk and I kept stumbling on it, but they're really good guys.
Happens.
They're really, really good at what they do, so that's going to be fun. But so go ahead and get right at it here. Me and Chad were talking, and he had something he kind of wanted to get off his chest about when you work somewhere and there's female employees and, their old men come in and cause shit.
It's even more general than that. I'll tell you what brought it to my attention was someone I know recently hired a bunch of females to be bartenders in a bar, obviously.
Which is common.
Right. And they've got their guys who, you know, some guys want to come in, they want to sit there and sit in the corner and watch their girl or whatever. The basic principle here that I feel like I need to speak, because, you know, I consider myself a young man, but I got a couple years under my belt.
Old motherfucker.
I got a couple years under me.
You're old and you know
I'm old as fuck, yeah. But anyway, but there seems to be, I've noticed, I guess since it came to my attention, I've noticed the pattern of it, but there is a rampant outbreak of insecurity among guys, and it's the saddest shit I've ever seen in my life for numerous reasons. One, end of the day, no chick wants an insecure dude. It just doesn't happen. It's all good to be like conscious of yourself. You know, I see these guys going to the gym getting swole and all that shit.
That's why people always mistake the chicks love assholes. Here's the problem. Insecure dudes always think secure dudes are assholes.
Fact. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's where the misconception comes from. Because the fact of the matter is, there's this everything from your cadence to the way you stand when you're around other people determine whether it determines who you are class-wise within a society or within a clique or anything.
Well, and there's a saying, and I'm gonna fucking murder it, and I'm sure somebody will comment on this later and correct me, but something to the effect of, you are who you really are when you don't think anybody's fucking looking. And
well, that's true.
So you see these guys that walk in.
When I meet chicks, they meet my representative.
You know what? Maybe I am old as shit because I just don't fucking care anymore. I'm like, this is it. This is what you got.
It's nothing I do on purpose, but once they really meet me, dude, I can pull chicks all day. But once they actually meet Pimpy, I know that dude's an asshole. And then they really start to like me.
Yeah. I just walk off the stage. As long as I've got a big banister of light shining on me, I'm fucking money as shit.
Oh, I wasn't even talking in that aspect.
I'm kidding.
No, I'm not.
But
seriously,
it is what it is. Trust me, if you're out there and you're a young musician and you walk off stage and all these girls come up, you do not want those girls. I promise you. I'm going to save you a lot of money and time.
And we'll digress in a second. But here's another mistake that young musicians make. They make themselves too available.
Oh yeah. Well, but you get these guys. You know, you're a badass at guitar, so you probably spent the last 10 years being a fucking recluse and learning how to fucking kill guitar. And then you go out and you play a live show, and all of a sudden all these girls are like, woo, you know, all that shit, and then you just don't know what to do with yourself.
You remember in that movie, what was it? That Thing You Do with Tom Hanks?
Oh,
yeah, that band up?
Where the drummer went dick mode, yeah.
Well.
He did.
No, it was the guitar player that went dick mode.
No, it was the fucking drummer, man. The drummer went dick mode. I'm almost 100% on that.
No. Okay, fuck that. That doesn't matter.
Regardless, yeah.
You motherfucker.
I was upset about it, but yeah, anyway, guys.
I feel like I have DJ in the fucking studio right now. Just a little bit more intelligent.
Way better looking, yeah. Shit is what it is.
I'd fuck both of you, honestly.
Well, there you go.
Dude, I say some... rule number 5 on the PimpyCast.
Delete.
Stop telling guests that you would fuck them. Anyway, but they would have them, as soon as they were done, unplug, get the fuck off the stage.
Right.
Because overexposure will kill you.
Yeah,
because
it'll fuck your brain, man.
You can't ruin your mystique. Because once your mystique is gone and people look at you as a normal person, they're no longer...
The magic's gone.
They're no longer...
Which is all you are. That's all you fucking are, man. Everybody's good at something.
But listen,
you happen to be good at something that involves you being on a stage.
Every one of these rock stars, every one of these famous people, they're humans.
Yeah,
But
that's
the
it.
fact that they don't make themselves available makes people want them more.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why TMZ came in here and
Sure.
fucked the game up for everybody.
Good.
Now,
You know what?
You ever notice we hate celebrities now more than ever?
Here's a shitty stance that I'll probably catch some shit for. I fucking love TMZ. I love the shit out of them. Because they keep people on fucking point. They keep people in check.
It's not fair.
You know what? They find Kim Kardashian when she looks like refried shit. Good. She's a fucking person. She can have a shit day, man. It's all
that's
good.
funny because she's a fucking worthless twat. What I'm talking about...
famous for absolutely nothing other than her mom releasing a porn tape,
when you
but whatever.
bust your ass your whole life
Right.
to become the fucking star linebacker for an NFL team.
Okay.
And now you're not allowed to slap women around anymore? I mean, seriously.
That's the road that got me here, motherfucker.
My dad used to live, this is no bullshit, my dad lived in a condo downstairs from Divock that played for the Lakers back in the day.
Yeah,
He used to
Vlade.
He used to beat the shit out of his wife all the time. Cops would show up and take her to jail. Why? Because the fucking Lakers were in the playoffs.
Yeah. And you know what he's known as? This endearing guy from Eastern Europe who learned English
See, me
through
and
the
my dad are
Flintstones.
Slavs, you know what I mean? So he was right down our
He
alley.
learned English through the Flintstones. Oh, how cute is that? And meanwhile, he's at home, clotheslining his fucking chick. But
Right.
speaking of clotheslining chicks,
Hey,
have you heard
that bitch
the
down the
Jets
steps.
news? Geno Smith is out for up to 10 weeks because
Over $600.
a linebacker broke his fucking jaw in the locker room and got cut immediately.
What are we going to call that? Jawgate? Or sucker punch gate?
I call it the Jets are fucked, and they were probably fucked anyway. If Geno Smith is your savior, good luck with that.
No, he's mediocre at best.
At best.
There's no doubt about it.
He needs to switch to like a fucking slot receiver or something and just try to go Wes Welker on it.
No. If we're going to change positions out of anybody, it needs to be Tebow.
Nah, you can't, man.
Phenomenal athlete, man.
You're going
Just a shitty quarterback.
Wait. Hold on, I'm gonna stare up real quick because I want to make sure there's clearance for the lightning bolt because Jesus is gonna fucking strike you, bro. Because you can't fuck with Tebow.
Listen to me, it's the truth. Dude's not a quarterback. But he's first of all, he's built like a fucking tight end.
He's a
Why
stud.
doesn't he do that?
He's a stud. He could be a starting defensive end, I guarantee you, in fucking 6 weeks.
He just can't be a quarterback.
But he's
Hey,
hell
we're
bent
talking
on
about
being a
old
quarterback.
shit. Let's get
Anyway,
back to
sorry,
this.
yeah.
So I don't know if you know the full story. So some third string linebacker or some
Mm-hmm.
shit like that invites him to his camp in his hometown that he does every year.
Yeah.
Paid for $600. I'm guessing a first class flight from Newark or whatever, or from JFK to bumfuck Texas.
Geno says, "I'll get you later."
And his friend, no, he was doing that because he was coming to the camp. Well, Geno doesn't show up. Later says,
Oh, so he ate the tickets.
yeah. Later says, a friend of mine died, which nobody can confirm.
Yeah, horseshit.
Well, but here's the thing.
His grandmother died for the 43rd time.
Geno
yeah.
has $600. Give the motherfuckers $600.
Geno's got a lot of fucking money, yeah. Which, by the way, he hasn't earned, but yeah, go ahead.
But he's supposed to be a leader on that fucking team, right? Quarterback.
Geno Smith, man.
Quarterback is the most important position in all of sports.
Correction. Our quarterback should be the most important. But we can go through every fucking NFL team right now, and I will be willing to bet that probably a quarter of them we can say that the quarterback is actually a leader.
Tom Brady had
Is a leader.
murderers on his team, and he never got his
Tom
jaw
Brady's a
broke.
leader. Peyton Manning's a leader. Eli Manning's a leader. But there's a lot of teams that don't have leaders. I love my motherfucking Bears.
Yeah, Cutler is
Yeah.
Cutler is the anti-leader.
You know this from personal experience.
And he's a little
I have
bitch.
tried to hold on to Cutler. I have tried to fucking back him. I got nothing, man. He's giving me nothing to work with.
Well, you're talking to a guy that had Jamarcus Russell, so I've given up. However, we got a new little young talent out of Derek Carr.
Yeah.
And now he's got Amari Cooper. Dude, I'm thinking big things this season. Now, listen, we're not going to the playoffs yet. We're not there yet. You know what I mean? 6 wins. You know you're a fan of a fucked up franchise with 6
when
wins.
you're praying for 6 wins.
6 wins. Dude, we went 2 years with 3. And you know what's fucked up about that is we went 500 2 years in a row with Hugh Jackson as the offensive coordinator under Tom Cable.
Right.
And then Al Davis, one of his last firings, was Tom Cable, and then he made Hugh Jackson the head coach. Then he died during Hugh's tenure. Hugh tried to grab too much power.
Yeah.
And then got jettisoned out when they hired Reggie McKenzie, which is, believe it or not, the first general manager that wasn't an owner that we've had in the history of this team.
You've had that team has had a history of
winning,
fucked up, but you've had a history of fucked up politics in your upper offices.
No, it was Al Davis. He was the Crypt Keeper version of fucking Jerry Jones.
He was the mad genius, and sometimes he hit and sometimes he missed really bad.
Absolutely. Yeah. And what happened was he got old and he knew he was not long for the earth.
A.K.A. Jamarcus Russell, yeah.
Well, no. If we didn't take him, there was 8 other fucking teams.
But Jamarcus Russell easily boosted KFC freaking stock by 3 points. Is that racist? I don't know. I'm just saying the guy got fat as fuck. I'm just all I'm saying.
No, everyone's allowed one racist remark on this show. No, this is not a joke. This is an ongoing thing.
I'm half Mexican, so fuck Mexicans too. I don't.
That's 2.
Damn it, I overdid it. There you go.
You son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
I said Durka. Oh, you. I said Durka once, and that comes back every episode as well.
It happens.
That's only because I did a Muhammad drawing contest. And if you go to my website, that's my home address. I'm letting you guys know that.
It's a beautiful episode. We are.
If I can pan that camera over, you can see the artillery that I'll meet you at the door with.
And just so the audience knows, I'm staring at the window in case anybody comes flying through it. I'm ready. We got heat packed below the table. You can't see it, but we're good.
All right. This might be the biggest digression in the history of the show.
Yeah, we've scanned
males or female, the bar hired female workers.
Well, it's not just that. It's just I'm just gonna say as a general note. Guys,
I love how you went right back to seriousness.
Even
though we went so far off topic that
I'm gonna go schizo and go flip mode right back on you.
All right.
Guys, in general, man, have pride in yourself. Respect yourself. Respect your lady or whoever you're with, or your dude, whatever you're into.
We don't have
I don't
to
give a
respect
shit.
you, do we?
No, you have to respect me, unless you're dating me, and I'm probably out of your league. But anyways,
hold back. Rule number 5 on the PimpyCast.
Yeah, hold back. But for the love of Christ, don't mean mug a guy. If your girl's a bartender and she's serving a guy a drink, and let's be honest, they don't make their living off their hourly wage. They make their living off tips.
And
so if she's smiling and putting her shit out there and maybe doing a little wiggle, that's paying your fucking cable bill, homie. So this football season, you'll get to watch ESPN 45 times a day.
And your little construction job doesn't make half of what she
so
makes.
You mean mugging from the corner is a fucking dick move that's ultimately just going to shit on you.
Dude, I was at the ticket one time, and I'm not going to say any names.
I bet I can fill them in.
You could. You definitely could. And this has been multiple times, but there was one in particular where I got into it with a bartender because she was being a complete cunt.
Right.
And
it's happened.
And listen, I know I'm an asshole. I'll be the first one to fucking I'll be the first one to tell you that.
That's why I like you. Man.
Everybody knows I'm an asshole. But I wasn't being rude at all. And she mistook something I said, and now you really know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly
who she was dating with at the time was like, you can't talk to my fucking woman like that. I was like, I'm not talking to your woman like that. I'm talking to my fucking bartender like that. Now you both need to shut up, and she needs to make me a fucking drink in the way that I fucking asked for it. And that's exactly what I said.
At that point, it's a professional relationship. I am here to buy a service. You're here to provide that service.
Exactly.
It's that simple.
Your boyfriend shouldn't even be here.
No.
In fact, there's probably a rule on the books that he's not even allowed to be there.
Probably there probably should be, yeah. But I mean, I've dated bartenders, and I've seen them get into arguments with clients. I don't say shit. If she needs me, she'll say something.
I've been to strip clubs and seen strippers' boyfriends beat people up. That's even a hardcore version of this.
Number one, your girlfriend.
She is there to put titties in that motherfucker's face.
Yeah, 80% of the time, your girlfriend's probably got some fucking shit going on.
And you know what he said? You know what he said when the cops dragged him out of there? He was in that champagne room for way too long.
Yeah,
that was his exact words.
He was paying for every fucking minute of it. So.
Yeah. And that motherfucker's got a PS4 at the house because of them titties in that motherfucker's face. I mean, he doesn't bitch about it then, does he?
Don't date
He doesn't bitch about it when he's playing Call of Duty at 3 o'clock in the morning with his no job having ass. And almost every boyfriend of a stripper I've ever met doesn't even fucking work. Have you ever noticed that? Have you ever noticed that?
Because they don't understand how their girl can go to work, and I put work in quotes. Make sure you get that shit on video.
How can I even go to work when I know what you're doing?
And she comes home with $1,500. And then he goes out because he has not applied himself to shit.
And brings home $1,500.
And brings home $1,500 every 2 weeks, maybe.
Maybe, if that.
Maybe.
Probably not even that.
Sweating his balls off and getting his ass handed to him while some guy yells at him and shit, And he's like, well, fuck it. I'll just sit at home and let you do your shit.
Right. And you know, and most strippers.
Hey, guess what, guys? At that point, you're the bitch.
Well, no, that's not really true because they're strippers. So they're already submissive and have fucked up attitudes about things anyway.
Yes and no, man. That's not 100%
No,
accurate.
not all of them. Not all of them.
Yeah.
Some of them actually have self-esteem, but let's be honest, the majority of them fucking don't.
I actually think the rare exception of strippers, and if there's strippers listening, I'm not hating on you. I've dated numerous strippers.
Yeah, I went that route.
The vast majority of them don't last in the industry very long. They don't have any money when it's all said and done, and they end up with a fucking drug problem and a bunch of fucking issues.
First of all, you're full of shit. They're doing it just to put themselves through school.
Yeah, they're all going to be doctors.
All of them.
But,
Everyone. I know one right now that should have like a triples master's.
Yeah, right.
Like a 3-time PhD.
You should be Lord of the universe at this point. Yeah.
Right. Like has a PhD in everything that UWF offers in their graduate program.
The first doctor of cosmetology ever. Yeah. But there are the rare exceptions.
She's got nice titties, and she'll put Neil deGrasse in his place.
Holla. And he'll like it. But there are the rare exceptions of girls who know what the fuck they're doing. I know a chick I talked to not too long ago. She has worked at a local establishment in the genre we're talking about for like 14 years. She doesn't do drugs. She's got a shit ton of money. But good luck dating her. She's not going to.
Dude, pure and simple. We'll never really understand the chemistry that makes that shit happen.
No, absolutely not.
Everybody always wants to say...
And if you do understand
daddy
it,
issues,
you're like Jeffrey
blah, blah,
Dahmer, bro. I mean, you got to be damn near criminally insane to fucking understand it.
I'm pretty sure everybody in the world is... There's a fine line between sanity and insanity. Because I've been on both.
I think there's a fine line between brilliance and insanity.
Well, genius and insanity are
they're right there, bro.
They're products of the same gene.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Psychotic and but see, here's the thing: when you're poor or when you haven't put forth anything that has helped anybody,
right?
You're a psychopath.
You haven't contributed anything,
right? You're a degenerate and you're a psychopath. But when you have, you're a genius.
Yeah.
There really is no difference. Yeah. Because I guarantee you, if you think about some of the geniuses in the world and the way that they act and the stories that you hear later after they died, I can guarantee you this. They did some psychopathic shit in their fucking time. Because it's really the same thing.
Yeah, they burn ants with a magnifying glass.
It all depends on how much money you've made for somebody and what you've done for society. Because society's fucked up like that.
Yeah. What have you done for me? Yeah, that's all people think.
I tell you what you've done for me. Appreciate you coming on the show, man. This is fucking
Hey, man, thanks for having me. It was awesome, man.
Dude, this
Appreciate
is the shit. All right, guys, we got Chad VIllarreal coming up in the next segment. It's my one-on-one with the front man for Pink for President.
You didn't fuck it up. Good job.
I didn't say Pink President, so I didn't. Hey, they're a really cool band. I've got just a few minutes. I'm going to play their track for you before we leave. It's really fucking good.
Sweet.
All right, guys, we got Chad VIllarreal on Pimpy K. You're listening
Thanks,
to the PimpyCast on the Pimpy K Multiverse Network.
Yo, this is Shank from Book 2 Records. You're listening to the PimpyCast on the Pimpy K Multiverse Network.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the PimpyCast right here on the Pimpy K Multiverse Network. We're at that part of the show where we bring on an underground artist and feature their song and try to get the digs, help them get the promotion out. On the line, we've got Zach from Pink for President, a alternative rock / comedy / punk band that me and Nikestro actually had the honor of seeing perform. I believe it was Saturday night at the Handlebar downtown Pensacola. Welcome to the show, Zach.
Hey, man. How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Hey, absolutely, man. I want to let you know right now, I'm a big fan of yours. I've listened to some of your stuff, some of your recorded stuff on the internet, and like I mentioned just a second ago, I got to see you guys live, and for a couple young, for a bunch of young whippersnappers, you're not too bad at your trade.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that.
So, why don't you, for the viewers that don't know who you are, why don't you give us a little background on the band and maybe a little idea of the direction that you guys are going?
All right. Well, for a while, like starting in 2007, when the lead guitarist Dallas and I came together and started making music, for a while we were just following the generic pop punk route because it was easy, safe to do. We didn't know how to do anything, and if you don't know how to do anything, just make punk music. So that was kind of the initial direction we were going.
See, I thought that was how rap worked.
I'm sorry?
I thought rap was the music of choice for the untalented.
Oh yeah, I guess so. I guess that's why we weren't doing so well for a while.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
But yeah, so after we accumulated more members and we all started to get better at what we were doing and better at our instruments, we decided we want to make our own sound. And also, I think we're all a bunch of nerds. We like video games and comic books. That's kind of a big part of our lives. So we try to add that a lot into our music. One of our songs is a reference to Spider-Man's Love Life. And we have one that's a reference to Darth Vader. And so we like to do that. And we also have comic books in the workings right now that tell the story of our concept albums.
Oh, that's pretty dope, man. That's wow. I really like that. You know, that's kind of that's some expansion. You know, that's a little bit what we're doing here at the you know, I used to be a part of a record label, and you know, I just kind of felt like things were getting a little dry, a little mundane. So that's the reason I started this whole multiverse network. Is that, I mean, I'm doing blogging, I'm doing podcasts, I'm still making music. I'm trying to basically whore myself out to the interwebs and just hope maybe one of those strings of spaghetti will stick to the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel. You know, there's so much that we all as a whole are interested in the band, and so if we can like put our fingers in all of those things, you know, I'm sure we can attract people from, you know, completely different worlds into our world.
Hey, and you know, that's exactly what this is about too, because you know it's really great that we're right here at the beginning, you know, of this project, and we already have an underground group that isn't rap. You know, we actually have a rock group coming in, which is, I mean, the timing couldn't have been perfect, man. The our meeting hopefully will end up being a one of destiny for both of us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so once you do this, let's why don't you go ahead and introduce the song that we're going to be playing by you guys is Doubt. Why don't you give a quick little introduction on that? We'll go ahead and play that track, and then we'll come back and talk for a few minutes. How's that sound?
All right, sounds good.
All right, go with it, brother.
All right, so the song coming up is called Doubt. It's about trying to find your way in life and people telling you that, you know, you need to follow the line, you need to get a real job, you need to, you know, do what you're told, and really that's what's holding you back in the first place is that mindset. So it's kind of breaking free from that mindset and doing what you believe in. And it's from our new Collateral Damage demo.
Awesome. So it's a screw the man, drive fast and take chances type of song?
Yeah, pretty much, man.
It's awesome.
Fuck the man.
All right, guys, this is Pink for President. The name of the song is Doubt, right here on the Pimpy K Multiverse Network.
It's the Pimpy K. It's the Pimpy K. Artist of the week. Push and pull to lose my ground. I don't know where I am when I get back down. This world is too big for me. When there's so much to dream and little to believe. Will we last another year when each day is an uphill battle? I don't know, but I guess we'll see. We'll press on till we reach the site this time. You're not alone, so just turn away and leave today. This doubt that calls you home, and we'll give it all to make this count, and own the time till it all runs out. Because we deserve much more than this life. But Aerovision pulled over our eyes. Let's conquer the system where dreams are just fiction. We'll make it our mission to live like we're in it.
All right, we just got done listening to Doubt from the Pink President's new EP, the Collateral Damage. Let me say that again, Collateral Jamage. It's a little play on word. It's a pretty cool concept. They just got off. How many cities, Zach, did you guys tour?
It was 5 cities.
Cool. Just a little EP drop. Nice.
Yeah.
So what all cities did you guys visit?
We hit Montgomery, we hit Chattanooga, Nashville, what's that one? Athens, Georgia, and Pensacola, Florida.
Nice. You guys went to Pensacola. Wow,
Yeah.
man, I heard there's some really cool dudes that live there, man.
I hear the opposite. I hear they're all assholes over there.
Shut up, you dick. All right, so we're chilling here with Zach from Pink for President, a alternative punk / comedy band out of Troy, Alabama. That song Doubt, man, it's really, really cool. You guys obviously put a lot of time into the production and recording of that. I've actually listened to everything I've heard from you guys is pretty cool. Would you say that was probably would be the top single you would pick from your most recent EP?
Yeah, I would say so. I'd say either that or To Asgard, which is another track from the demo. Either one of those, I'd say, are one of my personal favorites as far as the quality goes. I mean, I kind of like them all equally as far as how catchy they are and all that stuff. But yeah, like on the tour, we pretty much, I was in the back of the SUV mixing these tracks on my laptop, and so what came out of them was, I was pretty lucky that they came out so well.
Well, that's so what you're telling me is you were doing the cardinal sin and you were back there mixing with headphones?
Yep.
Shame on you. Shame on you. No,
Yeah,
I mean, it's funny. Sometimes it works out because, in order to incorporate a positive, solid mix, you're supposed to listen to it on multiple mediums. And and sometimes doing it, I've done it too. There's been times where I've been in a rush, whether it was show dat or just trying to get something out because of an upcoming event, and I've mixed it down, hastily with headphones, and I've nailed it. And then there's times where it sounded like gold on headphones and it sounded like bird poop on everything else. So you never can really tell.
Yeah, and that's basically what I had to do, was just burn it to a CD once I felt confident with it on the computer, and then hear what it sounded like at, in the car or at someone's house that we hung out with on the tour, and just try to hear what it sounded like across the board.
That's awesome. Well, hey man, listen, you guys are doing a really, really good job. I liked everything I heard, and like I said, it's really impressive because you guys are a couple young guys. You guys, you guys are still in college? Is that what you guys got going on up there in Troy?
Yeah, we're actually at Troy University. All of us are working toward music industry degrees right now.
Really? So when you say music industry, are we talking about like engineering? What kind of stuff are you guys working on?
Yeah, the industry program's pretty well rounded. We'll be working on performing music, working on the tech side of music, and also promoting. But I aim to get a career composing music from this degree. I hope that it'll help me in that way.
That's awesome. And, I'll tell you this, you guys are doing it the right way, because I've known, so many kids that get into that when they're choosing where they're going to get to their degree and where they're choosing, the route they're going to take. A lot of them tend to, because of all of the, I guess, the hype behind the financial aid and just the marketing that they've done, they all try to go that full sell route. And what a lot of people don't understand is that's an uncredited school. So when they get out and they can't guarantee them a job, they're not going to be able to get a job even outside of the industry because they've basically got a piece of paper that's not backed up by any type of formal educational system.
Yeah, it's tricky. I know some people who are into that, and I don't know too much about it. I just really, to me, the degree is just a bonus that could help me. I've learned a lot there, and I think, if I could get, my career, dream career, right now, I would just drop school and go for it. But while I'm there, I'm going to keep pursuing it, and also with Think for President, so.
That's awesome, man. I think you guys are doing a good job. You've obviously got one hell of a head on your shoulders. I never made any good decisions. I'll tell you what, man, I'm an IT guy. It's my craft. It's pretty much the only thing I know. If it was to go away tomorrow, me and my family would starve. I mean, that's just pretty much the way it is. All right. So, why don't you tell us a little bit of what you guys got coming up, and then we'll get this wrapped up.
All right. Actually, coming up, we have a full-length album called Faith and Fiction, which will feature the 5 songs from our demo, re-recorded in a professional studio, along with hopefully 15 more tracks. It'll be a concept album, and it'll hit a lot of topics such as religion and politics and a lot of things like that, but also while doing it in a humorous way. We're not going to get too preachy or anything like that on the album.
Awesome.
And,
go ahead.
We'll be going into the studio this fall for that, and hopefully we'll have that finished by summer of next year.
All right, that's fucking cool as shit. So why don't you tell our listeners how they can find you?
You can find our music on Bandcamp at pinkforpresident.bandcamp.com, or you can go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/PSPNESS. PSPNESS.
Awesome. All right, well, check this out, man. You guys are more than welcome to come back and be on the show anytime. Maybe next time we can get the rest of the band on here. When you guys start getting into that promotion stuff, make sure you let them know that there's this cool cat down in Pensacola that'll put them on the show anytime to help them out with that.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that's it. So we got Zach from the Pink Presidents. Thanks for coming out. Thank you guys for listening. This has been the PimpyCast on the PimpyK Multiverse Network.
Saturday nights online at pimpyk.com. Powered by the PimpyK Multiverse Network.